Hi, I'm Benjamin Altschuler, and I'm here in Groton, Massachusetts, as part of the Classics Conclave, American Philological Association Oral History Project. Today I'm speaking with David Ross, Professor Emeritus of Greek and Latin at the University of Michigan. While Professor Ross's scholarly interests are mainly in the area of Latin poetry, especially from the late Roman Republic to the early years of the Empire, he is also known for his contributions across the broad fields of Latin literature, Hellenistic poetry, and Latin textual criticism. Dr. Ross has wrote seminal works on Catullus and the development of Roman elegy as a major literary form. Dr. Ross, for my first question, do you have a favorite Latin or Greek word?
Word. I, as you know, like the word stercus, as in the family motto, stercus fit, which you've probably heard. Cato says in the Agricultura, quid dicam de utilitate stercorandi? What could I possibly say about the usefulness of spreading dung? And I think that not only applies to agriculture, but I think that sort of applies to teaching too. So I have to say stercorari and stercus are wonderful words.
Have you ever found any authors or poets from whom you've turned away?
Aristotle.
Why?
No, just doesn't take. There's no poetry there. It's abstract thought. I've never been a philosopher. I never will be. Table can sit there, and I don't have to consider whether it's sitting there or not, whether it exists or in what form it exists, or whether there's an ideal of it. I've never taken to that.
You've gone on from teaching to writing. Now, how have you found the scholarly writing process?
It's always the hard part, and I think everybody's going to tell you that. I don't think it comes easy to anyone. The fun is investigating, being on the track of something, suddenly getting an idea, a clue of what might be the significance of the things that you have been fussing around with and playing with, and then when the pieces fall into place, as you hope they will, and sometimes they do. That's exciting, really exciting. And the writing is a little hard work.
Is there a favorite class you enjoy teaching or a favorite author you particularly enjoy exploring with students?
Here at Groton? No. I've been teaching mostly younger students in beginning Latin. The last few years I've been doing the senior Greek, which is always fun. Great fun. But I just enjoy the process of engaging with kids at this point.
How does learning Greek and Latin change as you get older? You talked about just wanting the answers in graduate school, but what changes for undergraduates or other levels?
Well, I can only speak for myself, but what I have really enjoyed in these 11 years now that I have been retired and not being any part of the academic world or college teaching is getting back to what I wanted, why I got into it in the first place. I want to read Latin and Greek. And I found that now I spend most of my time reading Greek because I've spent most of my career reading Latin. And it's wonderful, and it's just a delight. I have no system. Last year I read Thucydides, and then I read Herodotus in Greek right through. I've been reading a lot of, since then I haven't had any program like that, but I've been reading Attic orators. I've been reading lots of tragedy, and it's just flitting from one flower to another. It's just, I think, why one wants to do this in the very first place. And you don't get a chance, really, to do this as an academic.
How do you see the digital world affecting classics?
Using a lexicon is one way that you learn so much from. It's like walking into the stacks of a library. You see so many things that you hadn't come to see, and you pull books down, and looking up words is the very same thing. You see uses of words there, you see all sorts of things that you didn't come for. And this you can't do either from a electronic catalog, card catalog, or from a electronic resource for words.
In reading Latin or Greek, how important is it to bring the lessons from the past and to apply older understandings to everyday life today?
I've never thought it teaches us how to live. I think what it does is take you out of your world, which is a very good thing. All of our education now has to be relevant. What we expect kids to read in schools has to be relevant to their limited experience. But this is just so short-sighted. The interesting thing about reading any literature of the past is that you have to go to them. And the past can just be a couple of decades ago, but you have to go to them. And this opens you up. You probably can't take much from it, I don't think, but it certainly opens you up, and I think that's the important thing.